What's going on? We're back. We're gonna try to get on these vlogs. I've had like a dozen people say, oh, you start vlogging again, but I'm by myself like 90% of the time, so it's a little hard to do. So today, we had a rough day yesterday. I should have checked my cameras. Took Jeep out, Twisted Trails in Coatmish, Michigan, and the Jeep's looking a little rough, to say the least. The valve stem's got a little mud in there. We got the winch on the vise. The garage needs cleaned. Took it out yesterday. If you don't know about this Jeep, I got it on my Instagram. It also got Boost. I really should have vlogged the whole thing, but I built this Jeep from the ground up from this last November to finishing. Not finished, but you know, the project's never finished. It's got a lot to go, but quick rundown. 9-inch in the rear, 44 in the front out of a 78 Ford, both of them. High pinion. 37s, 0253, 700R, 241C. All brand new everything in the front end. Everything's been redone. But I was like, yeah, let's go full width axles, let's go LS, let's go all that stuff, you know, so then I can just stand on the throttle and nothing happens. Well, that wasn't the case. I destroyed the front and rear drive shaft yesterday, so let me find out where I put them. There's the front. Where's the rear? And I've never done this. It's pretty bad. I was like, we're back in the woods, and this got a full spool in the rear. Back in the woods, and had 3 people in the back. And usually I don't have passengers in the rear because Jeeps just don't like weight, you know? So, here's the front shaft. Set it there so I can spin it around. But destroy the spines. So this is, it was in front wheel drive when this happened. As in front wheel drive, had no rear wheel drive. I broke the rear drive shaft. And I twisted it in half. I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. Maybe it's on my bench? No? I'll find it here in a second. But that wasn't the only damage that happened yesterday, because that stuff's easy to fix. The Cummins. She finally let go. Transmission went after 150,000 miles. You can see all of the splatter on the back, all over the tip, all over the freaking tailgate. My truck's a mess. So, first order of business, my dad's gonna come pick up his trailer because I use his trailer since he only lives 5 houses away. It's easier that way, so I don't have to keep a trailer at my house. So, I'm gonna use the power of YouTube magic and get the shop cleaned up because it's a mess from this last week. I had to do custom motor mounts because I ripped the other ones. So, we're gonna do some cleaning. And, oh, I just found that rear shaft. So I'll show you that rear shaft real quick. So here's the drive shaft. What's left of it? Yoke, the shaft. We split her good. You can, it's too dark under there to see, but there's the rest of the front shaft. Yep, the front axle's trussed and everything like that. And then custom Heim steering. But we're gonna do some cleaning, get some stuff done, and then back the trailer up because the truck still moves when it's cold. So I'm gonna get this trailer backed up so my dad can come get it and clean up a little bit, and I'll check back in. And today we're gonna be building a drive shaft. So we're back. Shop is a whole lot cleaner. It's not perfect, but it'll do. I got the trailer at the end of the driveway. That was a freaking chore, I tell you what. When you only got 4 low and that's all you have in your truck because your transmission's just like shot, it was a task in itself. But cleaned up. It's not perfect. I need to find something to do with all this stuff. I need another shelf over here, but I got that cabinet right there and it doesn't have shelves in it, so I'm probably gonna throw it away. But when I'm grinding and doing all the stuff on my vise, it gets all over the top of this stuff and it just looks nasty and it sucks. But now, I don't know, hit a button. Alright, but now we're gonna try to do at least a rear drive shaft so I can at least drive the Jeep again. Another thing I forgot about after I put air in that tire was I blew that brake line out on that side. When I was getting pulled back, the strap wrapped around the tire and then wrapped around the axle and just rubbed right through. So I gotta fix that, but I can pick one of those up tomorrow. But thankfully I'm a parts hoarder, so these are like just drive shafts I got laying around from past builds and whatnot. So I'm gonna get up underneath and get a measurement from that yoke to that rear pinion yoke, and then maybe I will be able to get that drive shaft right, get that drive shaft to work, or I'll cut this one in half and make this one work. These are just temporary drive shafts. It's not the way I would like to do it, but I don't have a slip yoke eliminator on this transfer case yet, and that's the next thing. But I didn't want to get that because this is supposed to be a budget build, and I've already put way too much money into this thing just this last spring, just to get it moving and going. I have like almost $2,000 into my front axle, all new lockouts, bearings, hubs, spindles, calipers, pads, a full axle truss that's set up for down the road so I can 4-link it, and so it was not in the budget yet. But when I 4-link the rear and stretch the rear, I'm gonna end up doing a slip yoke eliminator because it's needed. But I'm gonna set this camera up and get underneath here, take a couple measurements, and see if I can make something work today. So I got the yoke, and this stuff all looks good. I'm gonna put it in. And of course I can only find one glove. Oh, I got a little dirty. Come on, go in there. We need a little persuasion. Okay, now that's in there. There's about an inch showing, which is good for because your axle moves up and down and back and forth with leaf springs, so you want a little bit of play, but not too much where it's gonna slip out at full articulation. So we're gonna go, let's see if perfect, it's in neutral. So we're gonna go cap to cap, or yeah, yoke to yoke, and see what we need for shaft length. And it looks like center to center, 14.5 from the opening of ear to ear. So 14.5. Let's go see what that other one measures out to. Hopefully you guys can see me. I found this tripod. I couldn't find my other one. But we got the other drive shaft here. I don't know if this stands way too tall. I need another one. Well, we're just gonna have to make it work. I'll hold it up or something. Okay, so got this shaft. This is a stock YJ shaft. This is what came in it before. When I got this Jeep, it had a 4.0 in it that wasn't in it. It was blown up and it's already pulled out, so I bought it basically as a roller. And it had this old drivetrain in it. and this was the stock shaft. So I'm running conversion joints anyway, because I always have like Jeep parts laying around, so I'm using Jeep shafts with conversion joints on each side. One to go to the Chevy yoke and the other to go to the Ford 9-inch yoke. So I have those, and those are in good shape. I'm just gonna reuse them, and if I break them, they're like 20 bucks, so I'll buy new ones. But for now, I'm just gonna reuse them so I can drive this thing again. And let's see, I said 14.5, which would be a little long, but holy crap, 14.25. Can you see that? 14.25. So that quarter of an inch isn't gonna do anything. So I'm just gonna take those U-joints out and put those U-joints in this drive shaft, which is fine, balanced, everything's good to go, and put it back in. So I'm gonna pull that yoke back out and then pull the one off the 9-inch and get them pounded in this. Alright, so one thing that's nice is I know every freaking bolt on this thing and sizes. So these rear yoke, this is 1/2 inch. But of course I can't get a ratcheting one on because that'd be way too easy. And I can only still find one glove. Okay, that's out. Which usually one glove's, no gloves are fine usually, but with messing my camera and stuff, it's nice to have gloves. I spent a lot of money on that Canon G7X Mark II, so I don't want to ruin it. But get these guys out, and I'm gonna show you my way of how I do U-joints. My dad taught me this method, and it works really well. And I can do it in freaking no time, but you gotta be patient with it because, you know, needle bearings and U-joints, they just like to fall out all the time, which is a pain most of the time. Nice thing about all new parts, not rusty, easy to come off. Those just had to get broke loose with that, and well, they were in a lock washer. The rest I can do with my fingers. So one thing I told myself when I built this was I wasn't going to reuse old parts that were, you know, replaceable, because I didn't want to have to struggle. I built this thing for serviceability because I can literally break anything. Like literally, I break everything. So I wanted something that was easy to work on, so when a time crunch I can get it together and get it back out. Last week I took this $700 transmission out in 45 minutes by myself. So that was nice. Didn't take me a bunch of time. I did it on a night after work, and I was in the house by 9 o'clock, and I got home from work at 7 o'clock, so that was nice. Oh, of course I say how nice these are to take off, and this last one's being a pain. Okay, that's out. U-joints out. I'll meet you guys over and take these U-joints out. Alright, so this is the way I know how to do it. Just some needle nose and a small flathead, and this time I didn't need it because all this stuff's new. But do that both sides. Worst case, you pinch these and they don't come out, you can put the screwdriver in there and rotate these clips out. Oh, this one's gonna be a little harder because I said it was easy. There. But 3/4 socket depends on what size your U-joints are, but this is for, you know, a Jeep style basically, and a big hammer. You just pound them out. This drive shaft broke, so of course I have nothing to hold on to, but it's moving. Almost out. We're hitting the Zerk fitting on that side. So some channel locks. A little bit wider. And just wiggle, and a little bit of pressure, and out without any needle bearings going anywhere. And then same thing for the other side. Put the socket in and just like that. That one's free. We can have that one go a little more. We're going to need the extension to get it down a little further. From hitting this socket so many times with a 3-pound, the extension doesn't want to go in, of course. Went in crooked. But it broke free. For a second. There. That one's out too. Pull the U-joint out, it's good to go. Alright, so a little time's passed. Got all those U-joints in. I didn't want to do all of them because once you do one, they're all basically the same. But 3 drive shafts in. Ready to go. Basically, that's it for this one. Got to do a brake line tomorrow, and then the next video will be the dunes, and the one after that should be Tough Truck at our county fair. My dad's running, a couple buddies are running, so we're gonna vlog that. But till next time, make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, tell your friends, and if you don't have a YouTube account, make a YouTube account. It's free. Then you can get notified when videos come up. I'm out. Peace.